Hey guys, so I'm back again with another Get Messy Season of Dreams process video. Um, so this one, again, like I said, I'm not really using the prompts for this week because they didn't really inspire me at all. So yeah, so I'm just kind of doing things that just come to my head. But with the prompts that they sent a quote, and it's just a lyric from John Lennon's Imagine song. So I kind of had that in my head, when I was uh, doing the first page. And so I was like, you know what, for the second page, let's play around with that. So the lyric, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. So that's the lyric that I'm using here. And so this one, I have no idea like how I even thought of doing this. I had a scrap piece of scrapbook paper from, I think, the Dear Lizzie Serendipity line on my desk, because I was doing a different project and I kind of pushed it to aside, and it had a piece of that scrap paper. And the scrap paper was the ones of the constellations on the page. And I looked at it, and I looked at the stars and the constellations and all that stuff, and and then the lyric popped into my head, and so I was just like, you know what, let's just go with it. And so I actually took out a spare piece. I couldn't find the exact paper, but Heidi Swapp in her September Skies line did a similar paper, so I pulled out a big sheet of hers so I can see like all the constellations and everything on it. And so what I did was, again, with watercolor, I just kind of went in and used that same blue and the same purple, and then this time I just kind of put black over it just to get that sort of galaxy, a darker universe-y galaxy background. And so I did that, and I waited for all of it to dry because I needed it to dry because I'm going to go back in with some of that white acrylic paint. And I think I start just, plopping a bunch of dots everywhere. My thing was to copy the constellations that I saw on the paper, which they're true constellations. I don't know if the positionings of them next to each other is completely accurate. I have no idea. It's scrapbook paper. But I know the constellations are real constellations. And so I start with the Dipper, and then I think I go on. I don't know what I do next. I know at some point I do Cassiopeia, and I do, I don't even know, I think I do Draco, but I have it so that it kind of goes off the page, and I just do like a bunch of constellations. And so I'm going in with the white and like doing all the dots and doing all the lines, and eventually I kind of make the dots like into little stars. But yeah, so that's literally what I did. I spent, I don't even know how long, looking at that page and just picking out the constellations that looked like they went next to each other on the page, and kind of repositioning them onto my canvas because it's, a lot smaller than a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So yeah, that is what I do here. I think I spent a while doing that, just that. At one point, my camera does, like, it cuts out a lot. It just kind of stopped filming. I don't know why. And so there's a bit where I'm like painting the constellations, and then the next bit is the constellations all finished being painted on the page, because my camera it just stopped filming, and it was tragic. And so yeah, but yeah, so the next bit is you see all the constellations, and what I ended up doing is I ended up putting a bunch of little dots and stars around the page just to fill up a bit of that empty space that was everywhere, because there was a lot of space between the constellations. And so I did that, and then I go in eventually with a one of those, I think it's like a Ranger white ink pen, I think it is. I think it's the Ranger, or the if not Ranger, the other one. Delusions. Delusions. Aren't they both the same? I don't know. I think it's a Delusions pen, and it's white, and it's like inky. Anyway, I go in, and around one of the constellations, I write in script, you may say, I'm a dreamer, dot, dot, dot. And I was going to write, but I'm not the only one, but the pens decided not to work anymore. And so it's just like, you know what, let me just leave it. So that is basically it, and that is how this page came together. I will insert at the end of this video a close-up of the page. But yeah, that is this process video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next video. Bye.